Hey, Yeti families, Mr. Smith here. I have your weekly update. It is October 13th, 2020, and holy cow, we are almost through the entire first quarter of the 2020-2021 school year. Can you believe it? All right, so important things that we need to talk about. The first is PSAT and SAT is tomorrow at Snowy Peaks. It is only for 11th and 12th graders. Students have to be here by 8:30 in the morning. We're going to start admitting students about 8:45, and the test starts promptly at 9 o'clock. If your child is not in a room by 9 o'clock, unfortunately, we can't admit them. There's a lot of really strict rules around this stuff. We're going to be able to have breakfast burritos, snacks, pencils, and then we'll have grab-and-go lunch for our students when they finish their test. We're encouraging students to either leave their cell phones at home or they're going to have to turn them in when they get here because it is super important that we don't have any devices in testing rooms. And, we want our students to be prepared. So when we talk about prepared at Snowy Peaks, what we mean is being emotionally, physically, and mentally prepared to do our best. So hopefully kids eat a good dinner tonight, get a good night's sleep, and come ready to go tomorrow. So if students have any questions, or if you have any questions, or if there's any transportation needs, being that it's a Wednesday, Miss Jen has asked that you contact her directly, and her information is right there. Okay, other pieces, let me get rid of me, Wednesday activities for this week. So because of the PSAT and because it being the end of the quarter, if students want to focus on character, community service, or nature, we're asking that they do that in an independent experiential learning opportunity. So students have the list of the independent activities that they can choose from, and they can do one from there. If students need to be working on academics, which certainly because it's the end of the quarter, I think a lot of students would benefit from doing that. They can work on academics from home, but we will also be offering in-person academic support tomorrow at Snowy Peaks from 12 until 2:30. Additionally, tomorrow morning, Miss Jennifer can make herself available if anybody wants some help on Zoom to work with a teacher there as well. Okay. The end of the quarter, as I just mentioned, it is a week from today. So Tuesday, October 20th, students will be receiving grades. So in preparation for that, today during their Be Legendary class, students reviewed all of their grades. They made their to-do list for the things that they should work on tomorrow. And they really used the green and yellow and red to kind of, see where they were and what they needed to do. Families, hopefully you also received confirmation of whether your student is in the green or in the yellow or in the red. And if you need clarification of that, the green is that your student is 2.0 or better in all classes. Yellow means they have one class that's below a 2.0, and then red is two or more classes below a 2.0. So, you can use that as a gauge of how much work your child should be doing tomorrow. So we really aspire for all of our students to get 3.0s and 4s in all of their classes, and they can use tomorrow's time to do so. So they can do that and win. And then remember, as I had mentioned earlier, there will be in-person academic support at Snowy Peaks from 12 o'clock until 2:30 tomorrow. Because of the PSAT and SAT, we're not going to admit any students earlier than 12 o'clock. So please don't come early. That session starts at 12. And then lastly, we encourage our students at all times, right? Like to use their problem solving skills, to use their communication skills. If your child is stressed out about a particular class, we want them to communicate directly with that teacher and say, hey, Mr. Police, can I problem solve? Or hey, Doc Harris, can I problem solve? And put together a new plan that's going to help them be successful in those classes. So, those magic words of can I problem solve are going to get the response they want. Teachers are going to accommodate any reasonable request during those conversations. Okay. As we know, Summit County right now is seeing, trends in COVID data, and it is not good, right? We are trending in the wrong direction. So I'm just going to review the protocols that we want our students to follow. And certainly as the year goes on, I think students are starting to become just a little bit more lax in these procedures. And we reviewed all of them and hit them hard again today. And we ask that you reinforce these procedures as well in your conversations at home. So the first is that we want students to utilize 6 feet of social distancing at all times, right? So even if I'm sitting and eating lunch with my friends, I definitely want to be 6 feet apart, even if I'm outside. When I'm in classes, all the classes are set up to be 6 feet apart. So, there really shouldn't be a time where we're closer than 6 feet for any period of time. And in that light, we want to avoid large group gatherings and mixing around the school, so that whenever students are, going and using the skateboard ramp, we want to limit the number of students who are up there, just to make sure that we're limiting the number of contacts. Lastly, I'm sorry. Next, what we should be talking about are face coverings. Just as a reminder, students should have their face covering on at all times in the building. And, we're starting to see that the buffs and the bandanas are a little more problemsome. They're falling down and not as effective of of a face covering. So we are asking that students instead wear masks. Okay. Students are more than welcome to take mask breaks. We realize that that's a really important part of our day, but those should be taking place outside, and they should be more than 6 feet away from people when they take that mask break. And teachers are really good about making sure that students have lots of breaks throughout the day as well. As a reminder, it's really important that students do their symptom screener every day, and it's really helpful whenever they do that before they arrive to school. Okay. And then hand washing and hygiene protocols. Students should be sanitizing their hands every time they walk past one of those sanitation bottles, and they should be washing their hands frequently, and certainly with every trip to the restroom. And then, just as a reminder, because Summit County is kind of seeing an uptick in cases and trending in the wrong direction, I just want to remind us that, our behavior outside of school is going to directly impact our ability to do what we do in school. So thank you for practicing responsible behavior on weekends and outside of school as well, because, certainly we think Snowy Peaks is doing pretty darn well with this stuff. So let's keep it up. Okay, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much, Yetis. We appreciate you. Again, big things, PSAT, SAT tomorrow for 11th and 12th graders. Be in the building by 8:30. There is academic support opportunities here that starts at 12 noon. Please do not come early. And, the end of the quarter is 1 week from today, so let's all pull together to make sure that every one of our scholars gets a 3.0 or a 4 in all of their classes. That's it. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll talk soon.